Hi guys, I'm Coach Britt, and I am, for those of you who don't know, the founding educator of the Holistic Wellness Coaching Academy, where we train and certify health and life coaches in gut health and mindset coaching. I'm the author of Buddha Belly, a mind, body, soul approach to health, starting with your gut. And I'm a mom of two awesome little boys. And I'm currently, for those of you who have been following, training with Tony Robbins Business Mastery, and it is absolutely my dream come true. It's been awesome to be able to bring some of this back to my students, but for those of you who have just started following my personal page, you will come to see that I'm doing a lot with individuals in the public because it's where my passion lies. And I have another really great book that I'm working on right now that's going to be out this next year. So if you follow some of this content, you're going to get some of it. But for today, we are going to cover my 3 keys to succeeding at anything in life. I'm really prompted to do some of this stuff and do some of these videos because I have the pleasure of connecting with so many people who help me grow, so many people who ask me to help them with a multitude of situations. And what I find is that whether it's in the arena of relationships or health or business or mindset stuff or any of it, that it comes back to 3 really key components. And if ever I'm going to give someone advice, I feel like it comes back to kind of the same foundations. And so in this first video, I feel like it's really important that we talk about that. Do know that I'm a single mom. My kids are here. He woke up early from a nap, so he's going to be here. But do know that I don't come at anything that I teach or share out of a place of perfection by any means. It's all been my own trial and error, and I'm still so much on my own journey too that sometimes it's overwhelming. But as long as we can take from the things we go through and use them to grow, they can be really magnificent. So I won't make this video too long because videos are too long anymore. So number 1, what's the one important thing? And I'd say this is one of the most important things. And this is something that I've always known and felt, but there's times that I have to be reminded by this, about this. And it is blind faith and trust that as long as we are doing the best that we can, and we are persevering, and we are moving through anything, and we are taking everything that we go through as a learning experience, blind faith is that we will always end up in a better place in the long run. So that's number 1. Blind faith, which goes hand in hand with trust. Regardless of what you choose to believe in, who you feel is responsible for, things in your life, where you stand spiritually, that ultimate trust that, hey, I know at some point this is out of my hands, and I'm going to do everything I can with what is in my hands, and trust that I'm going to be all right, and that it's all going to manifest, and that eventually things are going to be amazing for me. That's 1. 2, hard work and consistency. So I'd say hard work, but consistency is a component of this. So, nobody gets anything because it's just handed over to us. Maybe you get lucky. I don't personally believe in luck, but maybe something comes to you that you didn't expect and you didn't really do much for it, but that's really very rare. Most people have to work their butts off. They have to fail over and over and over and feel rejected and hit lows before they get the highs. The most important thing to remember when we're working hard, though, is to not only work hard, but work with consistency. So as long as we work with consistency, as long as every day or every time we sit down and we allot a specific amount of time per day, per week, per month, per year, whatever, to devote toward the place we want to be and the person we want to be and the things we want to do, there is almost no way to fail at that. I don't believe there is a way to fail at that. It's consistency. It's every day. What we tend to do as humans is we procrastinate. Maybe we get really into something for a week or a month and we go hardcore. Maybe we even burn ourselves out and overwhelm, throw off the balance of our lives. But ultimately, it's consistency that's going to get us where we want to be. Doing what we can in at least the allotted time. If you can supersede that allotted time, then do it. So whether you're talking about, again, relationships, wellness, business, be consistent. If it's relationships and you need to grow in that, put time into it, read about it, practice, date nights and concentrated conversation and selflessness and listening and etc. Make these things non-negotiable chunks of your life, and you will succeed. You will grow from that, and you will be farther, each time than you were the time before. And come 1 year from now, you're going to be a whole new person. Okay, so hard work and consistency in all aspects of our life. And number 3 is to always have a good heart through all of it. And this is really important to me because, I remember being told, gosh, I think I had just gone through my second miscarriage. Maybe it was the first one, I'm not sure. And I remember being told, by someone who was very dear to me that, bad things happen to good people, that sometimes it just sucks. It's just not fair. Life's just not fair. And it always rubbed me the wrong way, maybe because I was always just a natural optimist, but it kind of rubbed me the wrong way because I felt like, yeah, okay, like sometimes life is just what it is. Life isn't fair. I don't believe overall that life isn't fair. Do bad things happen to good people? Absolutely. But does a bad life happen to a good people? I have to disagree. And I'm sure there'll be people that'll disagree with me, and you have my permission to not follow anything I do, which is totally fine. But I don't think a bad life happens to a good person. It's important to keep our hearts in check because honestly, no matter how much we work, he agrees, no matter how much we succeed or how hard we work at anything we're doing, if our heart's in the right place, if we can't give at times where we don't even have a lot or we aren't being given to, if we can't be selfless, if we can't have compassion for those we do or don't understand, then I just think life's going to knock you down, and it's going to really inhibit personal growth and evolution. And personal growth, that ability to be self-aware, is such a key component in succeeding. In fact, people that are in like an entrepreneurial world, you tend to see them be very life coachy, deep and philosophical because they have to constantly reevaluate. They have to constantly move through barriers and try harder and do better and overcome, moments of failure and fear of letting people down and frustration with momentum and all that kind of stuff, mindset stuff. So it's really important to just keep your heart in the right place, because as long as we can do that, my man Tony says, and I try and follow this as much as I can, he says, give 10% of what you have no matter what. Give it like it's in abundance. And this is a little opposite from what I feel like we're often taught. I feel like often we hear, give and you shall receive. And so I feel like, just me personally, I don't agree that, give $100 because you expect to receive 1,000. I think we give because it keeps us right. And I think that, the way that I look at it is, like if you give 10% of what you have or whatever you do, I like to do different philanthropical, things. So if you give something, to me, it was never mine to give. So to me, I will be taken care of, or it will be replaced, or it will be provided for, or whatever, and I give. And there's times that we've done this when we didn't have a lot of extra money, but the way I saw it was never mine in the first place. And this isn't just about gratitude and giving. It's just about keeping your heart right. Keep your heart right while on the journey, no matter how afraid you are of what's coming, no matter how hurt you've been or wronged you've been, if you've been through divorce, if you've been through job loss, if you've been through illness or sickness or frustration with personal goals, there's always a way to evolve. So anyways, I'm going to keep this one short and sweet. That's my intro. That's what you're going to know about me. That's what's going to be a lot in the content that I do. That's what's going to be in the book I have coming out this next year called #myepicyear. And I'm just so appreciative for everybody that, supports this stuff and follows me and feels that they can reach out to me when they need something. I apologize if I can't get back to everybody. Kids come first, and students and etc. But if I can do some of this, I feel like that this is my way of giving to more people, making time for everyone in my own right, and still being able to, do know that I grow more and more from the people that come into my life. Again, it's never from a place of being better than anyone or knowing more or being on a pedestal. It's just from an unshakable mind and a belief that like the journey just keeps coming. For me, this has been an intense year. It's been an intense 6 months. Hence what the book, the book's going to be pretty meaty, to say the least. you know, not too autobiographical, but just enough to where you get the gist, just enough to where people know that I'm speaking from a place of complete humanness and plenty of failure and plenty of, you know, dark moments and things, but we can all do it. So succeeding at life, I mean, that's the ultimate goal, you know, so whatever it is that's, you know, whether you're high or low, to keep those 3 things in mind, keep them involved in your business, keep them involved in your relationships, keep them involved in, you know, your self-care and your personal health, and you'll definitely see it. So anyways, thank you, you guys, for anyone who watches this, and please do follow. If I'm sharing this on my personal page and you haven't followed my Coach Britt page, please do, because pretty soon I'm just going to be using that for all these videos, and yeah, and any of the upcoming book info, you know, pre-release stuff like that. So thank you to all my students who are absolute rock stars, and they inspire me every stinking day. They're better than me half the time, I feel, you know. It keeps me humble, and keeps me motivated, and you know, I just appreciate all of you, friends, family, everything. So all right, guys, thanks for watching.